General Krelmoth of the Xanthian Empire stood on the observation deck of the flagship, watching the blue planet rotate below. After 300 years of warfare, the conquest was finally complete. Earth had fallen. The invasion had taken longer than anticipated. The Xanthians, masters of 17 star systems, had expected to subjugate humanity within weeks. Instead, the campaign had stretched across decades. Every time the Xanthians thought they had won, humans found new ways to fight. But today, that struggle was over. The last human military installation had surrendered 2 hours ago. The broadcast from Earth Command had been dignified, almost peaceful. Humanity accepted defeat with a grace that surprised even Krelmoth. No final desperate last stands. No suicidal attacks. Just acceptance. Begin the occupation protocols, Krelmoth ordered, and the Xanthian fleet descended toward Earth's surface. What happened next defied military doctrine. The humans didn't resist the landing. Instead, they cooperated. They guided the Xanthian forces to designated zones, provided supplies, and facilitated the establishment of the occupation government. Within a week, the transition was remarkably smooth. Too smooth. Krelmoth began receiving reports from his commanders on the ground. The reports were unusual. General, Commander Vextis reported via communication channel, the humans are not behaving like a conquered species. They continue their daily routines. They work their jobs. They raise their families. They act as though nothing has changed. That's exactly how it should be, Krelmoth replied. They've accepted our rule. Yes, sir, Vextis said slowly. But that's the problem. They're too compliant. It's unsettling. Over the following months, more reports came in. The humans were brilliant at following orders while somehow subtly subverting every objective. When assigned to construct Xanthian military infrastructure, they built it perfectly, but always with hidden flaws that would take years to manifest. When required to teach Xanthian soldiers about Earth's technology, they provided technically accurate information that was simultaneously useless without context only they possessed. Most disturbing was how they smiled while doing it. Polite. Cooperative. Impossible to prove was resistance. By the first anniversary of the conquest, Krelmoth realized the truth with growing horror: the humans hadn't surrendered. They had simply changed tactics. The Xanthian occupation force was 17 million strong. The human population was 8 billion. The mathematics seemed favorable to the invaders: advanced technology, superior firepower, unified command structure. But none of that mattered when 8 billion people decided to resist through perfect compliance. Factories that were supposed to produce war materials produced them at 80% efficiency due to worker inexperience. Supply lines that should have been secure mysteriously developed bottlenecks. Communication systems kept malfunctioning in ways that required human technicians to fix, technicians who always seemed to take just slightly longer than necessary. And they did it all while following every rule, meeting every quota, and maintaining perfect political correctness. Krelmoth called an emergency council meeting. "We need to execute the resistance leaders," one commander suggested. "There are no resistance leaders," Krelmoth said bitterly. "That's the problem. Every human is the resistance. And every human is also a loyal citizen following orders." A Xanthian strategist spoke up. "We could increase enforcement. Harsher punishments for inefficiency. And watch them become even less efficient while smiling at us," another officer said. "We tried that. They just accept the punishments and continue their subtle sabotage." The room fell silent. After 3 hours of discussion, Krelmoth reached a conclusion that made his mandibles tremble. The humans didn't lose the war. They just changed when they fight it. He pulled up the conquest statistics. Military casualties, minimal. Territory conquered, complete. Resistance crushed, non-existent. Infrastructure control, total. And yet, the occupation was failing. Krelmoth made a decision that shook the Xanthian High Command. He ordered a complete withdrawal from Earth. Not because of military defeat, militarily, the Xanthians were supreme. But because he finally understood what humanity had learned across millennia of survival on a death world. Sometimes the most powerful weapon is simply refusing to be conquered, no matter what form that refusal takes. As the Xanthian fleet lifted from Earth's surface, General Krelmoth watched the humans below. They weren't celebrating. They weren't attacking. They were simply standing there, watching their conquerors leave. And they were smiling. "General," Commander Vextiz asked, "did we lose?" Krelmoth considered the question carefully. Militarily, the Xanthians had won every battle. But as he watched Earth disappear beneath the stars, he understood the truth that would haunt him forever. "No," he said quietly. "The humans won. They just did it so politely that we didn't notice until it was too late." Years later, historians would call it humanity's greatest victory, the day they conquered their conquerors through nothing but patience, cooperation, and an absolute refusal to break. The day Earth finally won its freedom by simply never truly surrendering it.